Okay, what we're going to do here is going to go over using the block editor, and we're also going to work on this version of the front page that we put together during our work session this morning. What we're going to do first, and this is similar to what I did to create this one, I'm going to make a clone of this page. So simply just click the clone button there, and now we have a second draft. We're going to go in and edit this. And starting from the top, I want to show you a couple of things here. This first block on top is the title of the page. The way the site and the theme is currently set up, this does not display on the page of the site. I'm going to change this here, and we're going to just call it simply Home, Center for the Study of Group Psychotherapy. I'm going to remove this, and I want to show you what's going on here. If we click outside of the box and click back in the box, you'll see the permalink comes up. Now, to me, this page was already a copy of something else and then got turned into this page. What we need to do whenever we make a clone of either a page or a post is edit the permalink. So to do that, we're going to click outside of the box, click in the title box. This permalink will come up, as will edit. Click edit, and we're going to change the title here. So we're going to just call this something to the extent of something like home. Don't leave any spaces, and we're just going to use all the lowercase with dashes in between. We're going to go Center for the Study of Group Psychotherapy. We'll just call the permalink that and save. Okay, so that's basically, we've cloned the page, we've given it a new title, and given it a new permalink. We're going to work our way down the page. These items are already here. We've got an H2 set up with center align. We don't need any of that for what you're working on. This mission statement here is an H3, center aligned. Do we have any other? Nope, nothing else to do with that block. That's fine. This is where we're going to get into doing a couple of different things with the block editor. For example, this block up here, this heading, we'll click in the block, and our more options, one of them is duplicate. So we're going to duplicate that, and once we're outside and nothing has been selected, we can grab this or grab this, and using these little toggle buttons, we can move its placement on the page. So we've moved it from above this first paragraph to below this first paragraph. Click inside of here and what is that? PHT. So we've basically used the formatting that came with this heading. We made a duplicate of that block, and then we moved the block on the page to a different position. So we can save our draft, and let's go ahead and preview that. And it looks like that. Pretty straightforward. Now what we can do, maybe change this text a little bit because we don't necessarily need this redundant text in there. So Dr. Wesson is a licensed psychotherapist. So, okay. If we want to turn this right here into a link, what we would do is copy that, and then we're going to open a new tab and paste that in and go to the actual address. And this is fairly critical, but not terribly technical. We want to make sure that we're getting the actual address of where we want to go. Some places have www up front, others don't. But we're going to take this entire address now, and we're going to go back to our page, and we're going to highlight just the address, and we're going to press the link button. We're going to paste the address in there, and under our link settings, we're going to select to open in a new tab. And there we have it. Let's go ahead and save the draft again and preview. And now that we're over here, it's not working, which sucks. A little delay there. I had to work on something and figured it out. So anyways, we're in this paragraph, and you've got this first sentence in bold text. You got the next two in just regular text. I might suggest something like this. Read more at, and then we're going to go ahead and select this specific little block right there, which is just the web address. We're going to click the link button. I went to that actual page and copied the address from the site. We're going to paste that in there and hit enter. You'll notice that it now has a hyperlink. Under our link settings, we can click open in a new tab and then close that. Similarly, down here, RG. This whole section was bold, and we don't really need that bold. What we want to do here in this is we're going to copy that. We're going to create a link, and we're going to call it mail2 : and paste that and hit enter. And we will also opt for that to open in a new tab. Now let's go ahead and save this draft. And we're going to go ahead and preview it and test our work. So here we have that link opening in a new tab, and we have this link opening in Mail2. You can't see it, it's off screen here, but it defaulted to opening in my mail program, which I had open in Chrome. But there's Dr. N. Wesson at csgp.org. So that if that's your other address, that's good to go in there now. So that's how we add links. This button here, we've got some other options when we're in the editor for this block itself. We have ways to align it left and right. We can center it. By choosing this, you can see that it's aligned left, which would allow this text to wrap around it. I think it's probably better on its own. But again, I copied just the address from the site, and it's going to, this is the interior link going to the same site. But what we might want to do is our background color, just make it a different blue, and our text color will make it white. We've got this issue down here, so maybe we should make the background color black, and we can do a custom color, and we can make it white, which is just like that. And there we've got that. We can go ahead and save the draft there. And again, preview. And close these other tabs that we're not using. Generating the preview. And there's our read our blog button. So that's an interior link. We've got our exterior links, outbound links. This is our inbound link. And you can see we've got this green for our Yoast, so we've got a good readability there. But that's kind of like what I was getting at with, we're going to make these reusable blocks, not reusable, excuse me. We can duplicate a block to keep the formatting. And then like here, all this stuff, meandering now, but I think what we should do with this is make a new page, or I can show you, let's do this. We're gonna click on that, and then in our more options, we're gonna duplicate that, and we're gonna maybe title this the who, what, and why of and I'm going to go ahead and we're going to remove these other blocks. Remove block. We're cleaning up this front page, for example. And remove that block. And this as well. Remove block. And this. And remove block. And one last time. And remove block. And this, you can, whatever content you'd like in here, but maybe summarize this, 2 spaces in there, psycho ed therapy groups. I'm not sure what's happening with that typo. But what we can do here is we can take this entire thing and turn that into a link. If we had it going to, for example, a page that had all of those paragraphs listed. So I'm going to go ahead and make that. I'm not going to publish it. I'm going to turn it into a draft, and I'll show you the method on that. Give me a second. I'll be right back. Okay, so I went through here real quick and copied and pasted remove block. Copied and pasted the content from the home page onto a new page and made a copy of that and copied that link. And I'm going to turn this whole headline into a link. And that's the page right there. And enter, very important to press enter. And we're going to save the draft. And we're going to go ahead and preview that page. So now here's the front page with suggested edits. You can see that this now is a link, and that's going to go to the page. I just cut and pasted the content of, like so. And then we go back, we've got read our blog, which is the built-in link that goes to the blog page. And we can backtrack from there. And essentially, if we go, which one? Yeah, back to this. This was not the right page. This page. Yeah, we can take this block now, and let's go ahead and move it down to the bottom. So we've got a link there, the paragraph. This could be a shorter paragraph that would sort of summarize all 3 of those paragraphs, and then we moved our link down. So these little tooltips are handy for moving content around on the page, but each headline and each paragraph should be its own block, essentially. You can also do a shift return to make a new paragraph within one block instead of having it span 2 separate blocks. So I hope that was helpful, and we'll be chatting next week.